Thank you, Joseph. And of course, my sister is the best. Always. All right. That's true.
You are. What am I?
Oh. All right. Just get to the right side. You know change is always round the corner. You can go with the flow, bend with the wind, learn to let go. Don't wanna hear excuses, no one you can blame, no alibi, just open your eyes. Because an attitude adjustment isn't so hard to do. Just keep your mind wide open and you'll change your point of view. Looking in from the outside, I'm sure you're gonna find that the only thing you can really change is your mind. Improvise each moment. Visualize your dreams. Appreciate the love you've got in your life today. Anticipate good things along the It's a mind expansion, worth looking for. Come on and take a risk and open that door. Don't wanna hear excuses, no one you can blame, no alibi, just open your eyes. Because an attitude adjustment isn't so hard to do. Just keep your mind wide open and you'll change your point of view. Looking in from the outside, I'm sure you're gonna find that the only thing you can really change is your mind. The only thing you change is your mind. Is your mind. Is your mind. Is your mind. Is your
Woo! Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's better. This is all fancy up here today. Yes. We have speakers and multiple mics and just all kinds of fanciness going on today. Good morning, every day.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh, what an amazing day this already is. To be able to wear a little bit of a sleeve. Yes. And not already be thinking when I got dressed this morning, oh my God, I'm going to be standing up there dying. Not that we don't have air conditioning here, we certainly do, but to be comfortable these last weeks, I mean, it feels like it's been going on for a long time, right? Woo! I don't know, it's just been a new experience for me. But every day is an opportunity for an attitude adjustment. Every day is an opportunity to remember that we are new. 3 people are new, besides me. Every day is an opportunity to remember we are new. That's better. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm Reverend Ann Ray, still, and I get to be in the sandbox with this amazing community where we pray each other up, we love each other up, we support each other no matter what, and we're actually here for each other. I mean, we're reachable by each other.
Yes.
You know, this isn't just a once a week occasion, because I know people in this room who talk to each other frequently, are in touch with each other frequently, and we're always available for each other. And I think that's an amazing thing. I think it's an amazing thing where we know, we don't even have to stop and think about it. We know that we can reach out and call a friend. And that friend, not to say that our other friends aren't, but that friend, the friend who is a friend through every day, is going to be like-minded.
Right.
And they are going to support us in our resolve. I know that's a serious word, sorry. But in our resolve to have an attitude adjustment, to believe that things can be different through our own choice. That's a big deal. So, in 1963, we honored the passing of a great poet. And while many of his poems would last through infamy, the one that I am going to read to you now, Bless You on the Truth, is certainly one of the ones that is best known. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted that I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. We have been talking all month about exercising our faith muscles. And choosing our paths. You know, we do have more than one. Because we make a choice practically every second of every day that changes whatever path we chose in the second before. Because every choice changes everything. Even the choices that seem insignificant. And I notice in this beautiful poem that he was really paying attention to which path was the most inviting to him in that particular moment, which seemed the less traveled, which seemed the most intriguing, which the thing is, he had to choose. He had to choose. And even though at the very beginning of the poem, he talks about being torn, he wanted to be one traveler on both paths. Haven't many of us felt that way?
Oh, yes.
Haven't many of us felt like it would be cool to be in two places at once? I know I have. And I'm all about learning how to bilocate. So far, it hasn't worked out so well. But, so we choose our paths. And just that choice, just that singular choice in that singular moment, that is an act of faith. As Anita and Kathy sang in their song, that is an act of faith. We make a choice to change our attitude, have a new attitude. We make a choice to have a new attitude. We make a choice to look at something differently. We make a choice. Oh, and by the way, if you're waiting for the thing to change so that it looks different to you, it's not going to happen that way. As the lyrics in Kathy's song say, we have to keep our minds wide open to the possibilities and exercise our faith as we make our choices. Our real act of faith every time is to align in the best way we can with what it is that we say we believe. To make that choice from that higher ideal, from that higher consciousness, from that higher perspective. There is so much going on in the world right now that seems, I even hear people talk about it this way, to want to, talking about stuff that's going on as if it were a person, to want to bring our perspective down, to bring our spirit down, to bring our resolve down. It's not a person. It's our observation of what's happening. And our decision, by having that perspective about what's happening, it's our decision to give it authority. To put it in a position where it can actually impact our ideal about who and how we want to be in the world. And all of this, every single bit of it, is poking our faith. It's poking at it. You know how gorillas and monkeys, they groom each other? You know, one will come up, and Denise accuses me of being a monkey because I'm always looking for cat hair on her clothes before she goes to work. But they groom each other. Well, that's like being poked all the time. What do you really believe? What do you really believe? What do you really believe? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? What do you really believe? Those questions are insinuated, if not spoken directly, in one way or another, every day. Well, unless we really feel like we need something poking at us all the time, I suggest that whatever we're listening to, or whatever we're watching, or whatever we're reading that is poking at us in that way, and taking our attention and our focus from where we want it to be and taking it sideways, I suggest that we reevaluate what we're reading, listening to, and watching.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Because if it is not making a positive difference, if it is not feeding us, you know, we come together on Sunday, right, to feel spiritually fed, not only by what I say, but by the music, by each other. We come together to feel spiritually fed. If we aren't feeling spiritually fed by what we watch, by what we listen to, by what we read, what in the hell are we doing?
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
What are we doing? We are making a decision.
Yeah.
We're making a choice. We're using the most powerful tool we have, which is choice, to engage in something that isn't feeding us, that doesn't lift us up, that doesn't, if we have a tendency to activism and to engage in certain things in the world that support people who believe as we do, or who seem to have the integrity that we consider crucial to their role, what are we doing? We're now in their sandbox.
Yeah.
We're now in their sandbox, fascinated, for reasons that are totally beyond me, fascinated by whatever the latest, all right.
Are you all right?
No. Get me a chair, please. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's what happens when you get all riled up. I'm okay now. Thank you. Whew. Well, that was weird.
Can we take your pulse real quick? Yeah. Yes, take her pulse. She's not planning. Would she do it for months? I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, it's just like, okay.
Oh yeah, cleanliness has been going there.
Okay. Are you okay? That's what she said.
Thank you. Oh, you betcha.
You want to hold the mic?
Okay. Oh, thank you. This is good. This is
You
good.
just need to,
Thank
yeah.
you so much. Actually, I don't need that, but that's fine.
But that's good. Leave it down so we could see her.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Well, that was exciting. Whee! My Mo and my Joe must have gotten a little too, I don't know. Anyway, I know what I was saying. And that is that when we get distracted or caught up in material, in commentary, in activities that are other people's choices, that do not align with ours, that do not align with who and how we mean to be in the world, as I said before, we are wasting our time.
Exactly.
We are wasting time that we can't get back. Whether it's a moment or an hour, because believe me, the time goes by quickly when we get caught up in this stuff. The time goes by quickly, and we lose awareness. It is so precious to us. Julia, Why don't you come up here and sit here so I can see you better? And I know Joseph is somewhere. And by the way, thank you to everybody who rushed to my side. I needed you all, and I appreciate it very much, and Patty is now in prayer. The road less traveled is the one that calls for the most from us. It's always the one that calls for the most from us. Not necessarily in a way that makes it hard, but in the way where we need to continue to choose to be on that road. Once we find our lane, because we all have one, as you know, once we discover our path, once we choose our path, our greatest act of faith then is to stay on it. Step by step, choice by choice, to stay on it. To be able to look at what's going on in the world with kindness and compassion and love. And the willingness to do what we can, even if it's just to hold that space. Maybe that's all. Someone might say, well, what difference does that make? I hold kindness and compassion and love in my heart when I look at what's going on in the world. But what difference does that make? I'm here to tell you it makes a great deal of difference. Because you're in good company. And the more of us who are consistent about just that, just holding kindness and compassion and love in our hearts for the entire world, no matter who, no matter where, no matter what, we are making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot help but be so. I don't believe for a second that the one life that is all life, that is our life, and mind you, I did say all. I did say all, which means there's no exceptions. Whether or not someone knows it, it doesn't make any difference. Whether or not someone knows who they are, or the difference they can make, the positive difference they can make, it doesn't matter. All life is all life,
Mm-hmm.
and there is only one.
Right.
And I don't believe for a second that that one life, that divine essence and energy, that one that we call by many names, I don't believe for a second that there was ever any idea in the activity of creation that said, I'm going to set this up so that it's all about who has the most tanks or bombs or who can overrun the most people or who can cause the most havoc. No! It's all about love. It's all about love. Unequivocally, it is all about love. And no offense to Kumbaya, because that has its place. I am not talking about Kumbaya love. I am talking about unconditional love. I am talking about love without excuses. I am talking about love without anything that takes anything away from anybody else. That is our greatest act of faith. So it's not so much the path or the question about our purpose, which I have my own feelings about anyway. We fulfill our purpose by being here. And by being here in the best possible way we can. As the best possible vision and version of the divine expressing through us, revealing itself through us as we can. It isn't the path. It's how we walk the path. And how we talk the path. And how we live the path.
Yes, yes, and yes.
That is our opportunity. That is our invitation. That is our choice. And so it is.
And so it is.
You remember when I did the thing with the dumpster?
Yeah. Yes.
And it felt like my hip left my body? Well, that's what happened here. And I'm convinced that I just got a little too,
That worked out.
yeah.
I'll let my sister introduce this.
Weird.
We're so glad you're doing better.
All better.
Yes. I mean, the fact that you're able to just carry on the way you do, very inspiring. Thank you. Didn't miss a beat.
All right, this is a song that I learned while my sister was away. And I brought it to you, and Joseph and I played it for you a couple months back. But just like the other song, it's nice to have variety and switch things up. And of course, whenever I can sing harmony with my sister or she sings with me, it just fills my heart, because even though we were born at different times, we shared the same womb. And I feel like we were both singing together in that womb. Ripples.
I feel you breathe. I hear you sing. ripples in the water, ripples in the water. I'm blue, you fray, then drift away. You cry, I pray you fly. May not know my name, but we all feel the same. With one toss of a stone, you're never alone. Take it, Joseph. You may not know my name, but we all feel the same. With one toss of a stone, we're never alone. Ripples in the water in the deep blue sea, flowing all together like a family, rolling with the tide, blowing in the wind. Give a cry, burn and give it back again. Show a little love, shine a little light, takes a little darkness out of the night. Everything we do flows into one another, like ripples in the water, ripples in the water. All God's children, everyone around the world, like ripples in the water, ripples in the water, ripples in the water, ripples in the water, ripples in the water.